Do you want Stephen Everson or Stephen FREDASON?
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on LearnBiz The Podcast. I am Sandy B, and I'm joined by the lovely Lisa K. Crawford. Good morning, Lisa. How are you?
Good morning, lovely Sandy B. How are you, sunshine?
It is Friday. I can't be anything but good. So today we have somebody special in the building. And, I've been looking forward to this because I've always been interested in film and entertainment and learning more about how people make stories come to life on the big screen. And today we have the pleasure of having Mr. Stephen in the building. How are you? Good morning.
I'm fine. How are you?
Good morning. We're so happy to have you here. Stephen FREDASON Everson, the filmmaker in the house. Sandy, I think this is the first time we've had a filmmaker.
This is the first time, and we definitely want to introduce him properly. He is with AMPM Films, and you can find him on social media at FREDASON on all platforms. And please, please, please be mindful that he has a new project out called Scot Free. So we're going to get into all of the details. And Lisa's going to kick us off with a couple of questions.
Yeah. So once again, welcome to LearnBiz The Podcast. This is the platform for Black entrepreneurs. And we're so glad to have you here representing filmmakers and producers. So good morning again.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
To start, I would like for you to introduce people who may not know you or people just getting acquainted. Tell us a little bit about who you are as a person and introduce us to your work.
Well, I'm from Cincinnati originally, but I've been in Atlanta like 28 years. And I came to Atlanta with the intent to be a filmmaker. And I'm just a grinder. I'm relentless in what I want, and I believe that nothing will come to you if you just sit and wait for it. So I'm just a go-getter. I guess it's my Capricorn nature.
Awesome.
Team Capricorn.
Yeah, like woot the Capricorns. I love my Capricorns. Yes, sir. I feel you. So wait, did something spark in high school? I mean, when did that spark first hit you that you knew that you were gonna be working in films?
Well, it was back in the late 80s. After Catfish Collins, Boosie Collins' brother told me that you make more money behind the camera than in front of the camera. Because at the time I was trying to be a rapper. And he was like, you make more money behind the scenes than you do in front of the scenes. And I was kind of offended at the time, like, because I had asked him to listen to my demo tape. But he hadn't even listened to my demo tape, so it wasn't a shot at me. He was just giving me some good information. And then right after he told me that, I saw maybe She's Gotta Have It by Spike Lee.
Yeah.
And that kind of like, that's what formed the mold. And then, after going through life and learning life a little bit, my direction was pretty set on what I wanted to do.
So you knew at that point, after having that conversation with the famous Boosie Collins' brother, and Catfish Collins himself was famous in his own right. So that's great that you had that mentor early in life. And I think everybody knows Bootsy Collins. Sandy, you know Bootsy, right?
I mean, if you don't know Bootsy, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you, right?
What's wrong with you? You gotta at least hear the name. Sound something.
Yeah.
You better know Cincinnati's own, baby.
Exactly. I was just going to say, being from Cincinnati, we have a lot of entertainment, rich history there, right there in the Natty. So thank you for sharing that. And so then when you moved to Atlanta, is that when you began to develop the business? How did that come about?
When I moved to Atlanta, it was a searching thing. And one of my good friends referred me to a barbershop. I can't think of the owner's name right now, but Vinnie Clark, he used to play for the Atlanta Falcons. He used to go to Cape in Cincinnati. he was a regular at this barbershop. And I used to come to this barbershop, and the owner, he told me, like, hey, it's a film company right down the street, and you need to go check them out. So I went to go check them out, and the young lady who owned it at the time, her name was Kim Moyer. And I walked in the office. I was like, I want to work on videos. I just want to be involved. Anything. I do anything. She gave me a job, and my first two videos that I worked on were Terminator X. What was the name of the group?
But don't worry about all the details.
The Punk Barbarians.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, it was the Tootsie Roll for 69 Boys.
No, not the Tootsie Roll. I love it.
And then after that, it was Outkast, Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music. I was assistant art director on those, on that particular project. And then from there, it was just doing whatever I could, freelance, contracted, whatever. And so that's how it really began.
So your passion was definitely in the mix.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me turn it over to Sandy. I know she has a few questions for you as well this morning.
All right. First, shout out to Rigo. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Always appreciate it. He says, what up, good brother? I want in the next movie.
Rigo.
I know that's right.
You got it.
Good morning to our one and only Doug. We always appreciate
Doug.
You building. Doug, please meet our filmmaker today.
Yes.
So, it's always interesting to me to speak with creatives and folks who kind of bring things to life. What do you think foundationally motivates you to want to do this? Like, what are the images that you want to bring to the screen?
I really want people to think about what they do and how they treat people. Also, I want them to think about how they see themselves. So, any movie that I do from here on out, just like this one, is going to have some reflection of either some good things that we need to build on, or it's going to be a reflection of some negative things that we need to reshape.
Nice.
I don't think that, me myself, my purpose is not just to make a movie to entertain you. I think films are learning tools in which we can learn even through our subconscious. So that's been my whole intent, just to be some type of teacher.
I love
in my own little creative, smooth way, I guess.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about this project, Scot Free. Like, what motivated this film, and tell us something about it.
Well, actually, what really motivated this film was I was sleeping on my partner's couch, and I was like, I'm tired of sleeping on or having to go to a friend. Because, when you're a struggling artist, sometimes you struggle.
I like that. I'm going to coin that. When you're a struggling artist, sometimes you struggle. I like that.
Sometimes you really struggle. And,
yes, sir.
But that struggle makes it where either you're going to fight or you're going to give up. And so if you can make it through that struggle and you can fight your way through that, then everything else is really easy. So upon me, just saving up money to get another place, I was like, man, I'm not going to go through this no more. So I'm going to write me a movie. So essentially, I downloaded this app on my phone and I started typing it on my phone. And then after that, once I moved it to my new place, I put it on my computer in Final Draft, and then I just went for it. I went and found the investors. I went and casted everyone, went back and got old friends to come and help me with the film, just things of that nature.
Wow, I love that. So Scot Free, what is Scot Free about?
It's about two brothers who learn the meaning of karma. And and they learn inevitably with their life. And so it's one brother who plays Todd. It's Columbus Short, and he's trying to change, and his character would be kind of like based on me and my mentality.
Gotcha.
He wants to change. He wants to do better. He sees the better of what life can be. But I also have a little brother who's very talented, but he's heavily tied to the streets. And so upon me trying to get him to see that he needs to pursue his rap career, he's a little stubborn and bullheaded. And so he get them into some things that can't be undone. And so when Karma steps in, she gives her karma the way she sees fit, and is not nice.
Whoa. Whoa. Now, is it a family movie or?
That don't sound like no family.
I mean, if you got if you consider a family that like they 17, 18 years old, you know, I would even say 15 and up, you know, like can really watch it without no problem.
Gotcha.
But it's something that anybody of any age, because I've had older people and younger people tell me that they really like the film and they get the message and they understand where I was coming from. So, I mean, it just depends on where you at in your journey.
Right.
If you pick up on certain things that I'm saying.
Wow. Well, Lisa, go ahead. I'm sure you have some more questions.
So the movie is where is the movie? How can people get a hope to it? How can they see it and check it out? How are you working on the marketing and distribution side of this?
Well, I have distribution, nationwide distribution. And right now it's on 11 platforms. It's on Tubi right now. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on Look Who. It's on Zumo, Lifetime, the Timeless Network. It's in Brazil. It's in Mexico. It's on quite a few different platforms.
How many altogether would you say?
11.
11 total. Nice.
Mm-hmm. And it's steadily growing. We get about 2 new platforms a month.
Okay.
So pretty soon you will see it everywhere. Netflix, Hulu, it'll be everywhere pretty soon.
And so as a filmmaker, what's like the ultimate goal? Obviously, for me, just to put anything out in public with my name on it, say this is a film written by Lee, I feel so happy. But ultimately, I'm thinking you have some greater goals than that. Can you share some of those? Where do you want to go with this?
I just want to go 50 films in. I want to be like 80 doing film, you know, instead of being like 80 and trying to be a rapper. I'd rather be an 80-year-old filmmaker and making films, you know, that people still love. That's all. I just want to go down in history as one of the top filmmakers of my generation.
But to do that, you have to get obviously some national acclaim and things like that. Kind of what's in the arsenal for how you do that? Share some of that mindset that a filmmaker has to have to get from point A to point wherever he wants to go, which is some international or national acclaim. Talk about that big picture.
Well, anything boils down to marketing. We have a heavy marketing campaign. We're doing a lot of podcasts. We're about to do a national billboard campaign. We're also about to do some radio and TV commercials and things of that nature. But really, you know, it's just you got to be a dog. You got to be aggressive. You can't be passive. You have to really go out here and be determined to make it happen, because just sitting back waiting for somebody to hand you something or just be there for you is not
right.
Even though it happens, it's not reality, and you should never go into anything thinking that somebody's going to help you. So you should already be prepared to help yourself at all costs.
Right.
And so that's just the mentality that you have to have. You have to have the mentality of a world-class boxer or ballerina, or
there you go.
even Serena. Okay, so she played her first set in the U.S. Open, or the first match, she won it. Then in the second match, she said that she lost that first set. That's that adversity. Then she said she thought to herself, "Oh, I got to see how this gonna go. I can't go out like this." And so that's when you got that fight in you, and then you prevail because you put the fight in. So most people, most times, expect you to quit and give up. You just can't do it.
Right. It's like it's your internal mechanism that just keeps on ticking no matter what. Even when someone says, "Oh, I think the battery life should be just about up on this or this energy or that aspiration." Well, it's a quiet energy that just never goes away within that entrepreneur. I think I feel exactly where you're coming from. So if you could put this film in somebody's hands who could get it farther and do more with it towards what you're trying to ultimately do, who would be that one person that you would want to make sure that they check this film out?
I don't know. I just really want like people in the hip hop community to watch it. If I could get it to somebody,
because LearnBiz is gonna help you. We're gonna do it right here, here. No. All you have to do is just go ahead and just say it.
If I didn't have distribution, I would go to Will Packard. I would try to go to Tyler.
Nice.
I would try to go to these different moguls. But being that I found distribution myself, and I acquired these assets on my own, right, I'm kind of like in a position like Will Packard or Tyler Perry. I just don't have the capital right now.
Right.
After this film comes out and I make the revenue off of it, who knows? Then, the next guy might be able to come to me and I help him. But right now, as it stands, I think I'm pretty much self-sufficient. So I wouldn't say I would go to anybody. I would just hope that they will watch it and see that I'm capable of eating.
Well, yeah, and they might want to do some, like, how would that work if somebody want to do some collabo work, some collaboration? I mean, two filmmakers can get together and do projects, so you could join forces with other filmmakers, so that exposure is great. What about entering into contests, putting your films out there in certain contests? Are you doing anything in that regard?
I've been in a few film festivals, but being that the film got picked up so quickly, I had to withdraw.
Oh, wow.
That's a conflict of interest. They don't want the film to be displayed once they pick it up. So one film festival, the Malibu International Film Festival, I got selected. And this the Hip Hop Film Festival in New York. I think I could have won that one.
Hip Hop Film Festival? I didn't even know about that. I have to check that out. That sounds cool.
I made it I was a semi-finalist or finalist in the competition. But I had to withdraw.
Okay.
So who knows? I might could have won it, but being that I had to withdraw, we'll never know. But the film was a finalist in the competition.
So Rigo has a question. He says, how about the 48-hour film project? He said, submit your film there and see what happens. And they have directors and film markets. Have you ever heard of this 48-hour film project?
Yes, I have. I have one here in Atlanta. My good friend, LA, he always is up on that. He's a graphic designer, editor, and he always, back in the day, he used to always tell me, man, you should enter this 48-hour film shoot, man. We have to make a film in 48 hours. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that in 48 hours. But you can, But I just chose music videos as my path for me to hone my skills and get my framing right and things of that nature. It's many different ways. Like that 48-hour film shoot, or music videos, or some people do shorts, a lot of shorts.
Gotcha.
Those shorts or those music videos or other things that you shoot help you in your functionality on set, to get you fluid. If you're a director, then you're gonna need to know your lenses. You need to know your aspect ratios. You need to know your shutter speed. You need to know all the function of your camera. You need to know everybody else's job, even though they're different individuals on set. You need to know everyone's job as best as you can, and you need to be able to do their job too, to a certain extent.
That's what I call true entrepreneur. Good morning to my Sean Denise. Miss My Sean, we appreciate you for joining us. We are speaking with the filmmaker this morning. We're looking forward to everyone catching his new project called Scot Free. So, you know, every time I think about filmmaking and this industry, I think about, you know, a lot of a learning curve. What was the learning curve like for you?
Woo!
Hey,
boy, I think we been that learning curve about 5 or 6 times.
Hey,
you know how you take a test in school, and
I love it.
Like, look, you got a steeper learning curve than the last test. Hey, man, listen. I learned so much on the listen. Okay, so it's a lot of things on this film that happen that, okay, in the film industry, what can go wrong will go wrong. You just have to know that. And the key to that is how you handle it when it happens.
Right.
That determines where you at or where you're going to be. And so I learned so much. My learning curve was ever changing because these situations, as a first time filmmaker, I had never been in a situation before. So it's a lot of thinking on the fly. It's a lot of quick decision making. And what I would say is you just have to be very decisive in your decision making process.
Wow.
But as far as the learning curve, it changes consistently.
Yeah, like you said, you got to be ready for those fastballs and curves or whatever comes your way. Were there any budgetary constraints along the way, and how did you get past or through some of those things, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, budgetary constraints, I wouldn't say, but you have to note that the budget for this film was $260,000. That's a micro budget in Hollywood.
Sounds, yeah.
Anything under $1 million is considered a micro budget. So, for us to get it done on this scale for that amount of money, it's just a true testament to my crew and my cast, and and my actors, and just it just, I couldn't have did it without everybody involved. But as far as budget constraints, I really think it was more or less time management. In film, you have to be a very good manager of time. And that's kind of hard when you're dealing with other people who may not be on the same time schedule as you. So once you can have somebody corral those people and get those people in line, I think that after that, it kind of smooths itself out. Now, for me, I didn't have any budget constraints. The capital was there for us to do what we needed to do. But I would love to have had some high-speed chases and some explosions and things of that nature. But I had to say that for the next 50 films that I do.
Wait, you don't think there was enough violence in that film? I think there was absolutely enough violence in that film to last the next 50 films, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, you know, I had to compete with Terminator and Aliens and the Predator. I had to, you know, people like entertainment.
Oh my
Is there
gosh.
any part of that film that can be shown on Tubi? Or we don't have it queued up, do we, Sandy?
Yes, it's a lot of films that can be shown. I mean, on parts.
Parts that can't. Okay, we'll see if we can queue up a segment. I have another couple of questions for you. Jumping back to your early career, you said you started out with videos. I've seen some of your videos, and you know, there was, I mean, just I guess what was going on in the what was that the 90s, the 2000s, and talk about what was that like? I've seen, you know, you work with sexuality with women, and I've seen all kind of stuff out there, and the work that you do, but I guess it's meant to get people's attention. But talk about some of that earlier work.
Well, a lot of my earlier work was just I still have a desire to be as great as Hype Williams, Billy Woodruff, Dave Myers, Frank Sacramento. These are some of the guys that I admired when I was an aspiring filmmaker, younger in my years in the 90s.
And are they filmmakers or videographers? Who are they?
Film directors. Hype Williams, a lot of Busta Rhymes stuff. Dave Myers, a lot of Missy Elliott videos. Frank Sacramento, I think he did a lot of stuff for Biggie. So it's just these guys out here doing these music videos, and I wanted to make my name in the sand as well. So I would shoot local artists, an artist out of town, you know, and you know, at one point I would shoot anything, whether I like the music or not, whether the music was good or not. I wanted to show my skill because I felt like even if your music is subpar, not that good, I feel like my visuals will make people like your music. So that's how I went into a lot of these music videos that maybe wasn't what we wanted them to be.
I love it. I love it.
I just use it as a working tool.
Exactly. You say that once you put your spin on it, whatever it is or was, it was going to be better, right?
Right. And that's the only way that you can go into it. Because if you hand me a song and I'm like, ew, man, I don't like this record, man. It's ugh. And that means my intentions of the song gonna go into the video. I'm not gonna be enthusiastic to do your project.
You got to see around that.
Right. So you have to see around that. You have to see the glass half full at all times.
I know that's right. And I really like that because what that says to me, and I'm going to turn back to Sandy, what that says to me is that to a certain extent, you got to take yourself out of the way of your work. Like when you put your personal views on something, all of a sudden you begin to limit things because it's limited by your own views. And once you step back and take yourself out, you can actually have more growth. And I can understand where you're coming from. Thank you for sharing that. Sandy?
So, Lisa, if you could read Rigo's comment, I have the film queued up. So let me see if I can pull up the little trailer.
Thank you, Rigo, for joining us. Rigo says, these guys and girls you are talking about are behind the scenes in the music industry that are the young people, buy the records and watch their videos. Right. So, yeah, there's a lot of young folks in this industry, and the ones that are out there behind the scenes. Yeah, we need to support them and buy records and watch the videos of these young producers and filmmakers. You're absolutely right. Thank you for sharing that.
All right. So we're going to take a look and see a little bit from Scott Free. And FREDASON, can you tell us?
This is the beginning, so you might want to fast forward it. That's just the intro right there.
Okay, how far you want me to fast forward?
You can go in probably about 2 minutes.
Okay, because this is okay. Hold on here. Let me scroll about 2 minutes.
And while she's doing that, you know, have you had any any interaction? Well, we're already here, so we'll save it.
Sorry, say that again, Lisa.
No. I was just gonna ask a question in the interim, but you are already where you need to be.
All right.
Oh, that's still the intro.
Oh, sorry, 2 minutes.
Okay. You said 2 minutes in. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe
I guess
minutes.
it's about 4 minutes in, Sandy. Maybe 4 minutes in.
All you have to do
You
is
stay right here.
Okay.
And I put a physical body on Karma.
Let me tell you
so
how Karma
that
came into
lady
my
right
life.
there is Karma.
Changed it forever.
Her name is Karma.
Yeah, that's Karma. Like when they say Karma's a bee,
you made it literal.
I made it literal. When you see her, all havoc breaks loose, though.
Oh boy.
After this, man, we Gucci. Gucci, nigga, after this week. Yo, give me the strap. Yo, Spice, give me the strap.
My brother Ty wasn't supposed to be on this job. He decided to do this one with us because he felt like we were being sloppy without him. We all knew he loved the action too. As far as us being sloppy, well, let me start from the beginning.
I'm loving this already because it's just like the suspense building. You're trying to figure out, okay, where we going, what we're about to do. Can you set this up, FREDASON? What is happening right now at this beginning part?
Well, it's narrated by Slick, aka Chad Scott, and he's telling the story of how Karma came into their lives. And so right there at that particular scene, he's about to tell you exactly how they got into this position.
Okay.
And so from this point on, you're going to see everything that they did to have them in the position they are in at the end of the movie.
Okay, so they're kind of just laying the foundation of how this movie is going to all play out.
Right.
Okay.
Nice.
We'll play a little bit more here.
Growing up, I had to learn as I go. And that led to a lot of pain. But that pain helped me understand these streets. It also let me know that there is some good in me somewhere. The streets in the dream, I had you at a crossroads. Because putting the pen to the paper came easy for me. But getting money in these streets came easy too.
What's up, Slick?
What's up, little man? Rappers ain't really out here living this life. What's up, bro?
What up, Slick?
What up, love?
I'm chilling, man. Homie suspect knows some dudes that need some bricks.
Yeah?
And I know you be working. I'm trying to see if we can make sure I'm happy.
How many they need?
So, man, he need like 7 or 8. I'll let you know for sure, though. But make sure I get my cut. Homie suspect, he be on there straight door.
That dude right
man,
there,
we definitely
MMA
make
fighter.
that happen, man.
You said this guy's an MMA fighter?
The other dude with the dreads,
Uh-huh.
yeah, he an MMA fighter, professional. And the crazy thing about it, I didn't even know it the whole time that he was on set. I didn't find out until the screening.
Oh wow. So let me ask you a question. How did you who set up this this crew? Because I know that oftentimes in films they have, people who are designated. Was it you that had a hand in picking the people that were going to play the different roles, or did you have somebody else who was designated to do that?
Well, in the early stages, I had a wall of people that I would like. Now, keep in mind, when I first started this film, what I was going to do was I was just going to hire local actors, no big names, and I was just going to play it, do the music, make the music, like, it's heavily scored. That was going to be the same, but I was going to try to take the music to propel the movie, being that I didn't have no name actors. So when the budget grew, and I realized that I could really go pay for some top-notch actors, then I casted those. I pretty much casted everyone.
Okay.
But I had help in positions, so I don't want to run myself thin. So I get it to a certain point, then I'll pass it off. I'll get it to a certain point, then I'll pass it off. I had a crew of like 5 women. Miss Vanessa, Dr. Vanessa Adams, Marlena Neal, Tia Gore, a couple of other young ladies. I can't remember their names.
You are practicing for the award show, okay? You are practicing for the award show.
I can't remember their names, but like the 5 women that was in my front office, man, they were phenomenal, man. They got me through a lot, and just having, and it, like, women are nurturers by nature, so they were just like St. Clair, woo woo woo. It'll be all right. You know, I'm like, remember Martin's uncle with the patch?
Oh yeah, with the high pressure.
I was John Witherspoon. Everything was making me mad and upset, and I finally, you know what I'm saying? And they were there to calm me down and keep me focused. And I really appreciate them ladies, man. They really bust their butt for me.
That's nice.
Shout out to the lady team that you formed. I love it.
And I definitely will hire them again. I probably won't even hire guys in my front office ever. I would probably.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We're here to tell you. Don't make those statements out there in the world.
Guys on set and in the crew and women in the front office.
Oh man,
they make it run like oil, baby.
You get all the appropriate people in there, aren't you?
That's right.
There you go.
All right, let me see if I can. Do you want me to scroll to any other parts? Maybe scroll a little bit further.
If you like, sure.
Let me just take a look. Let's see if we can catch another little action here. I'm gonna scroll in a little deeper.
Hey, hurry up! Get in the car. Get in the car.
Still jumping, man. Hey, you hope be tripping on IG, boy.
Let me pause on that note.
Going back to the video days. I see you incorporated all your earlier training.
Look, he got all the elements.
Hey, social media, listen, social media is a big part of our lives, so you have to implement that
all day.
You cannot because this generation, that's what they live by, social media. So we have to, like, when I was sitting there, my good friend, and he's my good friend, but he also the post-production supervisor, and he did help me with the special effects. My partner LA, I was sitting there, we were sitting there editing, and I was gonna leave that scene like it was. And I was like, man, we need to do something with some social media or something.
True.
Like, because he talking about Instagram. Let's make it look like, you know what I'm saying? Because he actually said, man, he mentioned IG. So why not have it on the screen, you know what I'm saying, to bring the viewer in? It's just those little tidbits that help carry the story.
I like it. I like it.
I really do love the camera angles because it looks like we're in the scene. Like it almost feels like we're right in the mix of the action. So I really love that. Rigo says, hey, brother, have you tried Death Row Records now that Snoop Dogg is in charge?
I haven't, but hey, you know, I have some relationships. The main artist, Slick, who's in the movie, for many years he was signed to Aftermath Records.
Oh wow!
And he still has a relationship with Dr. Dre.
Okay.
So that door it has a foot in it, let's say.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of. So if you see Snoop Dogg in one of my movies, don't be surprised.
Wow.
I'm pretty well connected when it comes to, I can pretty much reach out to anyone or touch anyone that I want to touch.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So Sandy, so we definitely shared some. We shared some of the film. So people who want to go check it out, they can see it for free, and they can see it on 11 different streaming platforms out there, correct?
That's
Yes.
correct. Right now it's live on Tubi,
Yep.
but it's been picked up by Amazon Prime, Zumo, Apple TV.
Nice.
It's been picked up by some pretty big platforms, but you have to wait until it goes live. On some of the platforms, it's not live yet.
Gotcha.
The only one that I know is live right now is Tubi. It should be coming. It should be live on Amazon Prime here shortly.
Okay.
And then the other platforms would just go in succession.
Okay.
What's the rating on Tubi?
I think it's MA.
Which mature audience?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome.
I didn't get an R rating. Nah.
See, that's good.
I tried, though. I tried. I had a boob pop up and everything, but
wow.
I get an R rating, man.
But there's really something to that, right? Like with filmmakers, like you guys have to strategize about those ratings because certain ratings leave out certain audiences, right?
Yes.
So the general is the best for you guys, but right?
Yeah, general audiences mean anybody can watch it. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I will say
mature is mature, like we said earlier, 17, 18.
Okay, gotcha.
Excuse me. And then you already know what R is.
I will say it was very easy to pull it up on Tubi. I mean, it took me 2 seconds. So I will definitely take some time to watch it over this weekend because I'm always
Make sure when y'all watch it, hit the like button.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely will. Let me ask you something about young people watching you. What do you know of any programs that are developing young filmmakers? Do you have any aspirations to work in that area? What can you say about that part?
I do want to teach at some point. And what I've been thinking about doing is doing a podcast just strictly on the making of this film and like giving the viewer all the do's and don'ts. And if you watch this podcast from beginning to end, you could potentially go out with the mental fortitude. You could potentially go out and do your own film. Because like everything that I went through was a learning experience, and it does me no good to learn from this if I can't pass it on to someone else. So yes, I would love to help the younger generation of filmmakers, because
I think that's awesome.
You know what inspired me, because I inevitably had to edit some of this movie. I had to score some of it. I drew up all the contracts. I hired everybody. I did certain things that normally on a bigger film I wouldn't have to touch. So I got a chance to see how everything goes.
Gotcha.
So the next go around, whatever mistakes that were made, they will be minimal.
And they could be handled better. So I would say to anyone who has the desire to do it, to just do it. The only way you're going to learn is to jump in and swim. So just pick up your phone, go out there and start filming some stuff and narrate it. Or
you should always create, but it's more than the phone. It's way more than the phone. Like it's like, iPhone is making it where you can get some good clean shots, but you still got to block your shot. You still got to have sound. You still got to have certain light. You still got to have the right talent in front of the camera.
What about that GoPro? What about just getting the GoPro and then that's at one and done? Is that what a GoPro is, one and done?
Well, GoPro is for certain shot setups, but this is a GoPro.
Yeah.
So, we keep one on handy. So like if I'm doing a running scene or something, I can strap it here, and you see me running when you be seeing them running in the field. Yeah. They might have one of these strapped to their chest.
Oh,
or
wow.
you might have somebody doing a scene where they jumped out of a plane. So yes, these are key for a particular type of shot.
Right.
But when you're trying to shoot a film, you want to emulate film. Original film is 24 frames per second. And so the dynamics that come with that, the lighting, the sound, there's certain elements that you got to have for people to take you serious.
So let me ask you a question. You said 24 frames per second. What does that mean in terms of the equipment and tools that you have to have? Are there certain types of cameras or certain types of setup that you need to have?
There are certain type of cameras. There's many different type of cameras. I shot this film on Sony products. However, there's a multitude of different cameras that you can use.
Okay.
Now, the original format of filmmaking is film. It was actually shot on 35 millimeter film.
Gotcha.
And to get 1 second of footage takes 24 frames. This will be considered a frame. So it takes
that individual view, each piece that we're looking at as we go through the film. Okay.
Right. So 24 of these make 1 second. So in the digital age, we're trying to emulate film. We're actually trying to copycat and get the same look that film provides. That's not an easy task because you have to do shutter speed, lighting, you have to have the right lenses. It's just certain things that you have to have. It can be done, but it's not easy by any means, especially if you're trying to achieve a certain type of look, because it really boils down to the look. For our film, we wanted a gritty, grimy look.
Yeah, you guys got that.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I got a film filter on my phone.
Not the film filter. Lisa, no.
You can get away with that.
You know what you're gonna create right now. Lisa's gonna be over here filming these real estate videos with her 24 frames.
That's right.
24. All I'm gonna see is this little gritty look, and here comes Lisa.
24 to 1, 24 to 1. I remember those stats. That's all I need to know.
Man, I love this. You're really giving us kind of like a clinic as far as giving us like foundational pieces when it comes to film. In terms of the entrepreneurship side, what would you say is a tip that you would give someone who says, you know what, I like what Steven's doing. I love this film, Scott Free. I want to do films like that. What would you say would be some early things that someone can do to start laying that foundation?
Well, depending on what stage you're in, first of all, I would say write. Never stop writing. Never stop creating, even if it's in your head. As far as the business side of it, it depends on what lane you're in. Like me, I started out doing music videos. Okay. So me doing music videos all the time, that allowed me to have a production company that was fully functional and working all the time. If you're a writer, just write. And then you might get a work for hire. Somebody might purchase your script. Then you can get into the Writers Guild. Now you're eligible to write for other people. And then they can call you to write for a show that's on HBO or something like that.
Right.
So it's different areas, but first you have to find your niche and cultivate that first.
Right.
And then make a determination on which route you want to go. Because like me, myself, the only thing I needed was capital. I had all the equipment. I had the necessary tools that I needed. I just need to be able to pay the people to work these different tools on set. So just plot your course, but if you want to open up a business, you got to do the normal stuff. Go get your LLC, Secretary of State, register, things of that nature. If you don't have capital, build your business credit. Go get your equipment. Then, we shot a good portion of this film on credit cards. So, you can get your way to the promised land, because once you get a completed project and it's a good project, now you can do it. So now the second and third project should come easier. But they won't come if you don't take the first step to the first one.
That's
Gotcha.
True. Wow. Wiser words I don't think have ever been spoken. If you don't take those first steps, you'll never get to 2 or 3. Wow.
I love that. Rigo says, what about doing bloopers from your movies? Do you keep that footage to show the public the funny stuff that goes on in the backdrop?
Oh, yeah, I like bloopers.
I ain't even trying to be funny, yo. I swear. Like, it really ain't no bloopers.
Really?
No bloopers?
Man, listen, I went in with a 4-to-1 ratio. That means that I want to shoot it 4 times, a particular scene. I want to shoot it 4 times and have 1 good take.
Gotcha.
That's what you call a 3-to-1 ratio, 4-to-1 ratio, what have you. Well, most of my actors nailed it in the first or second take. So I didn't have no bloopers. I was kind of upset at that.
Have you ever a blooperless movie?
I wanted to do bloopers. There really was no bloopers. Like, everybody was like professional, and
they came to work.
Oh
they came to work. Like, it was crazy.
Let me ask, was this after COVID? The filming?
It was before, and then parts of it during.
Interesting.
Okay. Interesting.
I had to go back and get what you call pickup shots.
Okay.
And some filler scenes. And that was right in the middle of COVID.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Made it on through. Praises go up. Made it on through.
I ain't catch the COVID either. I was
you are blessed.
Even better.
Look, we are coming to the top of the hour. Yes. I've learned so much in a short period of time. You might have me over here with my little notebook trying to come up with some projects or something.
Me too.
So let me ask this. What types of projects are on your roster of things that you want to do? Because I'm pretty sure, based on looking at this film and some of the things that you've talked about that you've done, and looking at, how music videos are probably like mini films for you. Like, what types of projects are in your arsenal that you're like, these are the types of things that I want to put out next?
Man, I just really want to follow the footsteps of the guys in front of me. I want to do like football movies. I want to do like alien movies, but right now, what's on my mind right now is either a part 2, and then I got this other film that I'm thinking of called Throwaway. Mm-hmm. It's about a gun that get thrown away, that keeps getting thrown away.
I can just see it.
I love it already.
But it's a crazy tale. I can't really tell you more than that. But, it's about how guns come into people's lives and affect the families, and it's really not the gun's fault; it's the person's fault.
Gotcha. Very timely.
It's just the byproduct of of the situation. Mm-hmm. But it's about this 38 revolver that keeps getting thrown away and keeps getting thrown away, but it keeps finding itself in different situations.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. The star of the movie is the freaking gun.
The gun that keeps on giving.
The gun that keeps on killing, it sounds like.
Oh man. Well, Lisa's gonna close us out. I'm so glad that we were able to chat with you. We might have to do a part 2. You got to let us know when you have some stuff coming up and come back here and chat with us, because we would love to do more promo.
That.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. So we want to make sure we give your contact information out. If someone wants to reach out to you, talk about what you do, or just wants to get more information, how do people reach you?
They can reach me on my social media. I'm FREDASON everywhere. Frida, my mama, not her son.
So mom is Frida and you're Frida's son. Oh, how cute.
Yeah, like that's how I got the name. One of my, I don't know if you remember Rich Boy. Y'all might be a little out of y'all whack with that one. Out of your hip hop database. But I think it was Rich Boy. And I was at the barbershop and my man T Cut, God rest his soul. I was like, man, I need to direct the pseudonym. What name should I use? Everybody had these names, the Fat Cats. You had Thomas Forbes. You had all these different, Hype Williams. You know what I'm saying? You had these director pseudonyms that was cool. So I was like, man. And then he was like, why don't you do FREDASON? Because we always talk about family and stuff. And he knew my name. He was like, why don't you do FREDASON? I'm like, FREDASON? And then the bell went off. Ding. So it stuck. So
I like it.
It's a tribute to my mama. Because when I used to do stuff bad, FREDASON done broke the window next door.
No, not
FREDASON. FREDASON got in trouble again.
Oh, Lord, FREDASON.
Why not, FREDASON got another
one. Oh, my gosh. I see why Doug said this was a great interview, because we got some entertainment, some education, and just a little bit of everything today.
I'm so proud of you. So when FREDASON do something right, you want to go ahead and make sure everybody know that was FREDASON too, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Rico says, yo, bro, that would be a nice promo for the movie. Doug says, great interview. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yes, thank you. We'll definitely be in touch with you. And just hold on. We want to see you in the green room in the back. So Sandy's going to take us out from here. Thank you, guys.
Oh, man. Thank you, Stephen. FREDASON, Everson, filmmaker extraordinaire with AMPM Films. Can you tell us the AMPM again? What does that stand for?
Another motion picture masterpiece.
Lord have mercy. FREDASON brought you another one. Check out his film, Scott Free. You can easily find it right now on Tubi TV. I found it just by literally going to Tubi and typing in Scott Free. But we definitely look forward to seeing more. Look at this name and don't forget this name. And reach out to him on social media if you have any ideas, if you have any questions, or if you just want to show him some support at FREDASON. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. Enjoy a safe holiday weekend, guys. Yes. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday. We have an attorney entrepreneur. So it's going to be the attorney ladies in the building on Tuesday. See you guys then.
See you guys.
Bye.